Good morning, students. Today we are starting our next topic of chapter 5, money. Chapter 5, money. So far, we studied about the introduction of money, and then we studied about the barter system, meaning of barter system. Okay, then barter system can work when there exists double coincidence of wants, and we studied about the limitation of barter exchange. So today we will discuss discuss the money, definition of money, then money supply, functions of money, and the money supply. Okay, so first is definition of money. First, our topic is definition of money. Definition of money. Money is anything which is generally accepted as a medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value, and means for standard of deferred payment. ये हम कल भी डिस्कस कर चुके थे कि मनी वो कोई भी चीज होगी जिसमें जनरली इस तरह के कुछ जो फीचर्स हैं या फंक्शंस हैं, जो ये वाले फंक्शन जिसके अंदर पाए जाएंगे। चार फंक्शन कौन से होंगे? मीडियम ऑफ एक्सचेंज, मेजर ऑफ वैल्यू, store of value, and means for standard of deferred payment. So the term money is used to cover all such things like coins, currency notes, checks, etc., which are used to conduct a business transaction and settlement of business claims. So student, it must be noted that money can be any commodity chosen by common consent as an instrument of exchange of goods and services. Okay, so student, legal definition of money. Here, legal definition of money. So according to this definition, money is what? Money is what the law says is money. Says is money. Okay, so anything which the government declares as money is money. On the basis of legal recognition, money is of two kinds. First is student, first is legal tender money. First is legal tender money, and second is non-legal tender money. Second is non-legal tender money. Okay, so student, first is first is limited legal tender money. ठीक है, लिमिटेड लीगल मनी, और सेकंड इज लिमिटेड लीगल टेंडर मनी, एंड सेकंड इज अनलिमिटेड सॉरी स्टूडेंट, हियर अनलिमिटेड लीगल टेंडर मनी, अनलिमिटेड legal tender money. So first is limited legal tender money. So limited legal tender, it refers to that form of legal tender money which can be paid in discharge of a debt up to a certain limit. Beyond this limit, a person may refuse to accept the payment. ठीक है, आप एक लिमिटेड तक ही, एक लिमिट में ही आप जिस मनी को पे कर सकते हो, जो भी आपने डेट पे करनी है. सो बियॉन्ड दिस लिमिट, इस लिमिट के ऊपर अ पर्सन मे रिफ्यूज टू एक्सेप्ट द पेमेंट एंड नो लीगल एक्शन कैन बी टेकन अगेंस्ट स्कीम। और ये जब एक लिमिट, इस लिमिट के ऊपर कोई भी पर्सन क्या कर सकता है, उस पेमेंट को एक्सेप्ट करने से रिफ्यूज कर सकता है और उसके अगेंस्ट कोई लीगल एक्शन भी नहीं होगा। इन इंडिया coins are, yes, in India coins are limited legal tender. For example, as per Coinage Act, Coinage Act 2011, coins shall be a legal tender in case of coins of any denomination not lower than 1 rupee for any sum not exceeding rupees 1000. Second is unlimited legal tender money. It refers to that form of legal tender money which can be paid in discharge of a debt of any amount. कितनी भी मतलब आप अमाउंट को पे कर सकते हैं. So legal action can be taken against a person who refuses to accept this money. यहाँ पर अगर कोई इस मनी को एक्सेप्ट करने से रिफ्यूज करता है तो उसके अगेंस्ट लीगल एक्शन भी लिया जा सकता है. इन इंडिया, यस, इन इंडिया पेपर नोट, पेपर नोट्स, ठीक है, पेपर नोट्स आर अनलिमिटेड लीगल टेंडर. Now the student second is non-legal tender money, non-legal tender money, or you can say optional money, optional money. Okay, so it refers to that form of money which is generally accepted, but legally one is not bound to accept it. For example, students, checks. Okay. For example, checks, bank draft, bills of exchange, etc. do not have legal backing and their acceptance is totally optional. Clear? Now the next is functions of money. Now the next is function of money. Yes. So student, we have stated earlier that because of drawbacks of the barter system, the exchange process in a barter economy becomes highly inefficient. So the main function of money are to be overcome these drawbacks of barter system. The function of money may be viewed in this perspective. So in modern times, money perform a number of functions, and these functions are broadly classified into two categories. First category is primary function. This is our basic functions of money. Okay, and the second is secondary function. This is derivative functions. Okay, now the first is primary function. So primary functions of money include the most important function of money. So money performs these functions in all types of communities and under all conditions. So there are two primary functions of money, and they are, first is medium of exchange, and second is measures of measure of value or unit of value, unit of value. Okay, so first is medium of exchange. So student, it is very important function of money. Any commodity can be purchased or sold through the medium of exchange. In other words, money becomes the representative of general purchasing power. And it is this function of money which was made the work of exchange very easy. So hence, money as medium of exchange removes the problem of double coincidence of wants. Second is measure of value or unit of value. So money serves as a common measure of value or a standard of value. Value of all goods and services are expressed in terms of money. For example, the price of a pen as rupees 5, the price of a book as rupees 10, the price of a sugar as rupees 30 per kg, daily wage rate of a laborer as a rupees 50, etc. So thus, when the value of all the commodities is expressed in terms of money, so it becomes easier for anyone to compare the relative values of any of the two commodities. So thus a very important function of money is to serve as a unit of value. Now the second is, yes, B part, that is secondary function. Secondary function. Secondary function of money. So money also perform following secondary function. Three secondary function. First is student standard of deferred payment. Standard of deferred payment. Payment. Second is store of value. Store of value. And student third is transfer of value. Transfer of value. So first is standard of deferred payments. So money serve as a measure by which the value of future payment is regulated. In modern economic system, loans are generally given and taken, and the repayment is generally postponed for a future date. The future payment cannot be made in terms of physical goods because the value of these goods is liable to change. So money is therefore used as a standard of deferred payment. Right, student? Now the second is store of value. So though wealth can be stored in the form of physical goods, people like to hoard it in the form of money. So it is the most economic and convenient way of hoarding. The person who is accumulating money is really accumulating goods and services. So a store of value implies the shifting of purchasing power from the present to the future. It enables people to save a part of their current income and store it for future use. So money provides a link between the present and the future. Okay, then next last is transfer of value. So student, money helps us to transfer values from one person to another and from one place to another. So money is readily accepted by all and in all the places. So these days, such transfers of value do not take place through currency notes only, but through bank checks or bank drafts. Okay. Then students, our last topic of this chapter is supply of money. Supply of money or money supply. यहाँ पर एक है बैंक मनी स्टूडेंट, एक टॉपिक देखिए ये है बैंक मनी। बैंक मनी, सो बैंक मनी रेफर्स टू डिमांड डिपॉजिट। जो ये बैंक मनी होती है किसको रेफर करती है? डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स को, डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स। ओके, सो बैंक मनी रेफर्स टू डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स created by the commercial bank, and these deposits are repayable by the bank on demand. So the depositor are given checks, given check facility to withdraw money from their account or to make payments. So it must be noted that bank deposits is a legal non legal tender tender money, non legal tender money or optional money, or optional money. Right, students? Now the last topic is money supply. Money supply. Money supply. So money supply refers to total value, total volume, refers to total volume, total volume of money, total volume of money held by public at a particular point of time, at a particular point of time, point of time in an economy, in an economy. Okay, so now the features says money supply आपको clear हो गया, refers to the total volume of money held by public at a particular point of टाइम इन एन इकोनॉमी। एक इकोनॉमी में एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के पास पब्लिक के पास जो पैसा होता है वो हमारी क्या होगी? मनी सप्लाई। तो नाउ द नेक्स्ट इज फीचर्स, फीचर्स ऑफ मनी सप्लाई, features of money supply. So student, first is it includes money held by public only. Okay, केवल जो पब्लिक के पास पैसा है वो ही इसमें लेंगे। So it includes money held by public only. So the term public signifies the money using sector, that is individual and business firms. ठीक है, पब्लिक में आपके पास जो यूजिंग सेक्टर, जो मनी को यूज करते हैं वो वाले सेक्टर लेने हैं, जिसके अंदर आपके पास एक तो इंडिविजुअल्स आते हैं एंड दूसरा क्या आते हैं? इंडिविजुअल्स आते हैं और दूसरे कौन आते हैं? बिजनेस फर्म्स, बिजनेस फर्म्स। ओके, जो मनी को यूज करते हैं। सो इट डजंट इंक्लूड मनी क्रिएटिंग सेक्टर, that is government and banking system, as cash balances held by them do not come into actual circulation in the country. Okay, and the second is it is a स्टॉक कंसेप्ट, क्योंकि हमने पढ़ा था ना स्टॉक कंसेप्ट में जो एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के ऊपर जो मेजर किया जाता है वो आपका स्टॉक कंसेप्ट होता है। तो यहाँ हमने पढ़ा मनी सप्लाई क्या है? इट रेफर्स टू द टोटल वॉल्यूम ऑफ मनी हेल्ड बाय पब्लिक एट अ पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। ये भी एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पर ही जो पब्लिक के पास पैसा होता है वो लेते हैं। सो इट इज अ स्टॉक कंसेप्ट, दैट इज इट इज कंसर्न्ड विद द पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। ओके, now the next is components of money supply. Now the next is components of money supply. Components of money supply. But it's a very important topic. Components of money supply. It is very important topic. Okay. So the two main component of money supply are, first is, yes, first is currency with public. currency with public. Okay, currency with public, and the second, yes, and the second is demand deposit with the bank. Yes, currency with public, and second is demand deposit with banks. Second is demand deposit with bank. With banks. Okay, so स्टूडेंट यहाँ पर फर्स्ट आपके पास आता है करेंसी विद पब्लिक. So it consists of paper notes and coins held by public. करेंसी जो है ना, करेंसी विद पब्लिक, तो इसमें क्या आएगा? It consists of paper notes and coins held by the public, and it is the most liquid of all assets and includes coins of denominations of rupees 10, 5, 2 and 1, etc. Okay, and paper notes of the denomination like rupees 2000, 500, 200, 100, etc. Okay, now the second is yes, second point is in currency with public में currency money is also termed as fiat money. जो ये currency with public है, ये वाली मनी, ये आपकी कौन सी मनी होती है? fiat money. Okay, fiat money. Fiat money is defined as the money which is under the fiat or order from the government to act as money. That is under law. It must be accepted for all debts. Clear? So now the next is, it is also termed as legal tender money. ये जो आपके पास money है, ये आपके पास क्या है? This is the legal tender money used to make payment of debts or other obligations. Now the second is demand deposit with the banks. Demand deposits with bank. So it refers to demand deposit or bank money of the public with the commercial banks. So demand deposits are the deposits which can be encashed by issuing checks at any time by the account holders. And a demand deposit is treated as equal to currency held as it is readily accepted as a means of payment. Okay, so student, only net demand deposit, only net demand deposits, net demand deposits, only net demand deposits are included. केवल हम नेट डिमांड डिपॉजिट को ही इंक्लूड करेंगे इसके अंदर. Net demand deposits are included, and it must be noted that demand deposit are taken on net basis. That is, interbanking deposits are excluded. Interbanking deposits are excluded, or interbanking deposits are the deposits held by banks on behalf of other banks. So such deposits do not form a part of the money supply as they do not belong to the public. Okay, so gross demand deposit, gross demand deposits, gross demand deposits include interbank deposits or interbanking claims, while net demand deposits do not include it. Okay, it must be noted that only net demand deposits are taken as a part of money supply. तो उसके बाद नेक्स्ट आपके पास स्टूडेंट क्या है कि टर्म डिपॉजिट्स आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड. एक और चीज है कि जो टर्म डिपॉजिट होते हैं, टर्म डिपॉजिट्स आर नॉट इंक्लूडेड while calculating M1. जब भी हम M1 को कैलकुलेट करेंगे, so while calculating M1, measurement of money supply only demand deposits are considered as a part of money supply. नोट द टर्म डिपॉजिट को नहीं लेंगे, ठीक है। सो डिमांड डिपॉजिट में हमारे पास क्या क्या आ जाएगा, यहाँ पर जो डिमांड डिपॉजिट होंगे इसमें आएगा सेविंग अकाउंट डिपॉजिट्स प्लस करंट अकाउंट डिपॉजिट्स। ओके, ये दो आएंगे आपके पास किसमें, डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स में। So these two components of money supply are also known as transactions money, as they can be directly used for carrying out transactions at will. Now the last topic is measures of money supply. Measures of, ये आपके पास एक तरीके से कंपोनेंट ही है जो मैं बता रही हूँ, मेजर्स ऑफ मनी सप्लाई। क्योंकि अगर आपके पास कंपोनेंट आते हैं तो ये आपने बताना है, करके दिखाना है। ये मेजर्स ऑफ मनी सप्लाई, yes, measures of money supply. So student, till 1967-68, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, used only the narrow measures of money supply. But since 1977, four alternative measures of money supply, M1, M2, M3 and M4 have been evolved. So first is M1. So M1, it is the first and basic measure of money supply. M1 is the most liquid measure of money supply, as all its components are easily used as a medium of exchange. So M1 आपके पास क्या आता है बच्चे, M1 में आता है करेंसी एंड coins with public, प्लस इसमें आएंगे डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स ऑफ कमर्शियल बैंक्स, प्लस अदर डिपॉजिट्स विद आरबीआई, ठीक है। ये तीनों आएंगे, करेंसी एंड कॉइन्स विद पब्लिक, डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स क्या बोला आपको, डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स ऑफ कमर्शियल बैंक्स एंड अदर डिपॉजिट्स विद आरबीआई। सो स्टूडेंट्स, अदर डिपॉजिट्स, ये जो अदर डिपॉजिट विद आरबीआई लिखा है इसमें देखो क्या क्या आएगा और क्या नहीं आएगा। अदर डिपॉजिट्स विद आरबीआई इंक्लूड deposit held by RBI on behalf of foreign bank and government, public financial institution, वर्ल्ड बैंक और IMF। इन सबके जो आरबीआई में इनके सबके जो डिपॉजिट है ना, इनके भी यहाँ पर फॉरेन बैंक एंड गवर्नमेंट, पब्लिक फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन, वर्ल्ड बैंक और IMF, इनके डिपॉजिट तो हम लेंगे अदर डिपॉजिट्स में। However, it doesn't include, क्या कौन से डिपॉजिट इंक्लूड नहीं होंगे, it doesn't include deposits of the Indian government and commercial bank with RBI। ठीक है, जो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट और कमर्शियल बैंक के जो डिपॉजिट आरबीआई में, वो हम नहीं लेंगे। इट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट अ वेरी स्मॉल proportion of M1, so it doesn't have any significant role to play in the monetary policy formulation. Okay, now the second is M2. So student, M2, it is a broader concept of money supply as compared to M1. M1 के comparatively ये ज़्यादा broad concept है. So in addition to M1, it also includes saving deposit with post office saving account, saving bank. So M2 में आपके पास क्या आएगा, M1 तो आएगा ही आएगा, साथ में इसके आपने क्या ऐड करना है, saving deposit with post office saving bank. Okay, so saving deposits with post office saving bank is not withdrawable by check के जरिए आप इसको विड्रॉ नहीं करवा सकते, so they couldn't be placed under demand deposit with bank. So as a result, the concept of M2 was evolved. Okay, now the third is M3. This concept is broader as compared to M1. In addition to M1, it also include नेट टाइम डिपॉजिट। सो M3 में हमने क्या किया, M1 जो हमारा ये था, M1 में प्लस हमने किया नेट टाइम डिपॉजिट्स, नेट टाइम डिपॉजिट्स with banks, with banks, net time deposits with banks. ओके मतलब इसमें ये वाला नहीं लिया हमने, सेविंग डिपॉजिट विद पोस्ट ऑफिस सेविंग बैंक, ये वाला नहीं लिया हमने। सो इसमें हमने नेट टाइम डिपॉजिट्स विद बैंक M1 में ऐड किया है। ओके तो इसमें ये वाला रह गया, अब आपका पोस्ट ऑफिस सेविंग अकाउंट की जो है सेविंग वो इसमें रह गई। सो हम जब फोर्थ हमने बनाया M4, सो दिस मेजर includes total deposit with post office saving bank in addition to M3। तो इट मीन्स कि M4 में हमने क्या करा, जो हमारा ये M3 था इसके अंदर M1 भी इंक्लूड है और टाइम डिपॉजिट भी बैंक के इंक्लूड है, प्लस इसमें आप क्या करोगे, टोटल डिपॉजिट्स, टोटल डिपॉजिट्स विद पोस्ट ऑफिस, विद पोस्ट ऑफिस सेविंग अकाउंट, पोस्ट ऑफिस सेविंग्स बैंक। ओके सो ये आप पे होगा M4। So student, important facts about the measures of money supply are, first is the four measures of money supply represent different degree of liquidity। सारे के सारे में लिक्विडिटी की डिग्री अलग अलग है, विद M1 बीइंग द मोस्ट लिक्विड, क्योंकि M1 यहाँ पर सबसे ज्यादा लिक्विडिटी M1 में पाई जाती है, एंड M4 बीइंग द लिस्ट लिक्विड, और सबसे कम लिक्विडिटी आपको M4 में मिलेगी। Now M3 is widely used as a measure of money supply, and it is also known as aggregate monetary resources of the society. Okay, and M1 and M2 are generally known as narrow money supply concept। ये मनी M1 और M2 हैं, ये आपके क्या है, narrow money supply concept, whereas M3 and M4 are known as broad money supply concept। Clear students? So now the next is, what is high powered money? एक आती है आपके पास high powered money, high powered money। So high powered money is money produced by RBI and the government, and it consists of two things. First is currency, currency held by the public, by the public, and second इसमें ऐड होएगा कैश रिजर्व्स, कैश रिजर्व्स with the banks, with the banks। ओके और अब हम बात करें मनी वर्सेस हाई पावर्ड मनी, एक तो होगी मनी और एक होगी हाई पावर्ड मनी। सो स्टूडेंट, मनी कंसिस्ट ऑफ करेंसी एंड डिमांड डिपॉजिट, while high powered money consists of currency and cash reserve with bank। It means currency held by public is common in both of them। So the only difference is that money includes demand deposit of banks, while high powered money includes cash reserves with the bank। Okay, so H, यहाँ पर high powered money मतलब H, so H is high powered as compared to M money, M, because cash reserves part of high powered money serve as the actual base for the generation of the demand deposit। Clear students? Now this chapter is completed, so that's all for today, have a good day।